With 17,000 dividend investing subscribers, I get a ton of questions here. We have such an awesome community. And in today's video, I actually want to address 3 questions that I have received recently. These are really good questions. They're actually questions that I have received multiple times. And so I'm looking forward to addressing 3 of your top questions about investing in today's video. So let's jump right into it. The first one is so exciting. This is about Bitcoin. I received this question recently. Hey Ian, I know you were invested in Bitcoin in 2017. You did really well on it. And by the way, I'll link in the description below. I have a few videos I've done on Bitcoin about my experience with Bitcoin in 2017, but long story short, I bought really low, sold high, did well. And so I've received some questions recently. Ian, are you back at it? The price of Bitcoin has plummeted. And in fact, I am. I took a very small position, very small position in Bitcoin just a few days ago. I bought in at $3,771, and I am going to continue to average in on a monthly basis as long as the price of Bitcoin stays below $5,000. And I think it will probably stay below $5,000 for quite some time. In fact, I think it could go as low as $1,000. I think it will bump up and down for a while. I think it's going to be in a trading range for a while. And so I think there's going to be an opportunity here to accumulate a position in Bitcoin again at these current levels. And certainly I don't want Bitcoin to become a very large percentage of my overall portfolio. This is something that is part of a separate portfolio from my dividend stocks. I am consciously going to keep the position rather small. But I really do believe in the technology, and I think there's an opportunity here for Bitcoin to go up 10 times or more. In fact, the reason for that is the current market capitalization of all of the Bitcoin is only $75 billion. But if you think about it, if this is truly a global currency, it's a decentralized currency, it's the leader, if it really continues to grow, there's user adoption, and there are actually ways in the future for people to use Bitcoin to easily buy things. I think there's a use case here, or a case that could be with a market capitalization quite a bit higher than 75 billion. 75 billion for a currency is just so low, especially for the #1 cryptocurrency out there. I think the market cap should be at least 10 times the current size or more. Now, certainly Bitcoin comes with risk. Quantum computing, this is a risk that has been there, and in fact I own a stock IBM, I'll link in the description below. They're one of the companies working on quantum computing, and if these quantum computers come to fruition, they become widespread, that is actually a technology that could break, from my understanding, some of the Bitcoin code. And so I know there are teams in the Bitcoin community who are working on those types of projects to make sure that Bitcoin remains secure despite the evolution of quantum computing and continues to thrive even in a world of quantum computing. But there are real risks out there. And certainly there's also risks just from regulation. In fact, Bitcoin is a decentralized currency, and so it is a currency that is competing with government-backed currencies. And so certainly there is that risk as well. So certainly Bitcoin does come with risk, but I strongly believe in the technology, and I also believe in the interest of younger generations in adopting the cryptocurrency technologies, and really as they age, they get older, really bringing cryptocurrency to the forefront. So I think there is an opportunity here for some big gains, and I am willing to place capital into Bitcoin at these levels with the goal of seeing some 10x or more returns on my money. But to cap my exposure, I'm going to keep my position really small. So I'd be curious, what are you guys doing out there? Obviously, this is a channel about dividend investing, so I don't think we're going to have a lot of traders or Bitcoin people here, but it just goes to show that even though I'm a dividend investor, from time to time, I do take positions that are non-dividend focused, and this is one example of that type of position. It's really rare, but I do it. and I'm back at it in a very small way. So moving on, question number 2. I have received this question recently about Kraft Heinz. Now I'll link in the description below. I did a whole video on Kraft Heinz, but the price keeps going down, and I've received questions, Ian, are you going to buy Kraft Heinz? And if you guys have been following me on Instagram, by the way, you probably noticed even from time to time that I will share a Instagram story about Kraft Heinz and also about one of their competitors, General Mills, a stock that I do own. So make sure to follow me on Instagram. I have some really fun stories on there. But anyways, I just want to talk about some numbers first. Kraft Heinz, share price $51.19. Dividend is $2.50, and so if I take the $2.50, I divide by the share price, the current yield is a 4.88%. Really compelling dividend yield for a stock of its caliber. Love Kraft Heinz. Product portfolio. Anyways, moving on to General Mills, $42.21 price per share, $1.96 dividend, $1.96 divided by 42.21. I get a 4.64% dividend yield. So the way I look at it right now, and by the way, I also own Campbell's Soup, and check out my Instagram stories. Again, I'll link in the description below so you can follow me on Instagram. I'm talking about Campbell's Soup all the time and how I am not a fan of the activist investors who are trying to throw a wrench in their plans. And so certainly I've been pretty active on Instagram sharing some insights about my experience and the proxy battle that's going on at Campbell's Soup that actually thankfully just concluded, in my opinion, pretty favorably. Anyways, I've got General Mills, I've got Campbell's Soup. I actually am at a point where Kraft Heinz has really grown on me. I don't have as many of the issues with it that I had before, and simply it's because the price has gone down, the starting yield is great, and I like the brand, especially the Heinz brand. And I used to own Heinz before it got acquired by Buffett and 3G. Anyways, where I'm at with this, though, is I own 38 stocks. I'm about to own 40 because of the United Technologies split. I'll link in the description below. You can learn more about that. I want to add more stocks to my portfolio. I want to own a stock in the insurance space, and I want to eventually add another technology dividend-paying stock to my portfolio. And so the portfolio is getting up there. I could foreseeably reach 42 positions here at some point. And so where I'm at now is, look, I already own General Mills. I like General Mills. We actually in our household use many of the General Mills brands, including Annie's. And so where I'm at with General Mills, Kraft Heinz, Campbell's Soup right now is I already own 2 of them. I don't want to own a third. It's just too many stocks in my portfolio. So I actually like Kraft Heinz here. I'm tempted to buy some. Who knows, maybe I will if it trends down even more. But at this point, I have decided just to continue to add to my General Mills position. And I'm actually adding to it pretty regularly here. I like these prices. 2018 has been a year where these food companies, these consumer packaged goods, food companies have really been hit hard. And so I am certainly enjoying that opportunity. Each year it seems like a different sector gets beaten down by the stock market, and this is the sector that is just so out of favor now. And so I think Kraft Heinz is really compelling, quite frankly, and like I said, I've gotten past some of my issues with them, but I'm just going to stay focused on General Mills to keep the portfolio manageable at this point, and because I like them just a little bit more from a product lineup standpoint. Moving on, question number 3. Boy, I get this question a lot, and I will do an entire video on it, but I want to answer it because I know a lot of you have been waiting for an answer on this, and the question is about Apple. Ian, what do you think about Apple? Do you like Apple? Do you want to own Apple? And yes, I like Apple, and in fact, this is a stock that I used to own. I had sold it a year or 2 ago, and the reason for that is I needed some funds for an angel investment I was doing. It was, again, a separate investment from my dividend portfolio. I've talked about that here sometimes. I'll link in the description below to a video I did about that a while ago. But anyways, I needed the capital. It was a rare case that I sell a dividend stock, but anyways, I went ahead, I did it, and bought a different opportunity with the proceeds. Now, looking at Apple Computer right now, I actually like Apple. Out of all the FANG stocks, this is my favorite one. It's my favorite one from the standpoint that the valuation is there. It's not a ridiculous valuation, and they have a very clear dividend policy that resonates with my strategy. So anyways, within their 52-week range of $150 to $233, they're not at the bottom, they're not at the top, they're kind of in the middle. They're trading at 179 now. The PE ratio on a trailing 12 months basis is 15, forward is 13. This is probably why Warren Buffett likes it so much and he's accumulating shares, because it is just a really compelling valuation for a world-class company that is going to probably continue to grow over time pretty well. So the dividend right now, it's pretty low. It's a 1.6% yield, but it has a lot of room to grow. And so this is a classical dividend growth stock. It's for someone who does not need dividend income right now. Maybe they would like to tap into dividend income 10 years, 20 years from now, because it's certainly 1.6% yield isn't going to do too much for anyone. But the promise here is future income. And certainly, I mentioned I'd probably like to add another tech stock to my portfolio. The sole tech stock, pure play tech stock in my dividend portfolio right now is IBM. Certainly I own other companies like United Technologies, which is a tech company in my opinion, but real heavy in the aerospace industry, so different kind of technology. But I would like to add another tech stock to a company, IBM, and if I had to pick one today and take action today, it certainly would be Apple. I like the company a lot. Now, the downside with Apple, quite frankly, is they are really dependent on the iPhone. And so if sales were to dry up with the iPhone, if people just became really happy with the iPhone that they already have and they didn't upgrade as frequently, maybe they extended the life of the current iPhone that they have, and maybe they don't upgrade as quickly as they did in the past, there's certain things like that that concern me. And so that would be a risk with this company, especially in a bad economy. Right now it's a good economy. People have disposable income to buy these really expensive phones. But let's say a recession hits. Let's say people are tighter on their finances. Is the upgrade cycle going to be the same, or are people going to push these kind of decisions, these purchase decisions into the future? And that could certainly hurt Apple's earnings. And so that would be the primary risk with this company, but certainly as I compare it to all of the tech stocks out there, this is one that I like very much and will probably make its way back into my portfolio at some point. Right now at 179, I like that it's come off the highs, but I would like to buy closer to 150 if I can get in there. So I'm just waiting right now. If you guys have been following me, you know my 2019 strategy is all about focusing on the existing stocks that are my top 10. And I'll probably dabble in some other stocks as well throughout the year. Who knows if I'll add a new one. If I do, maybe it will be Apple. It will be interesting to see. But I do need to stay real focused in 2019. So I do want to focus on the top 10 that I already have in my portfolio, while probably picking up some General Mills as well. Anyways, those are the 3 questions that I've been receiving just so much recently. Thank you for those questions. I will do more videos like this in the future addressing the questions in real time, so please keep asking them in the comments section below. I really appreciate that. I am really grateful for all the questions, comments, feedback. It means the world to me. So thank you for that. If you enjoy my videos here about investing for dividends, cash flow, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. It means the world to me. Before I leave today, full disclosure, I own the stocks mentioned today. I am long. I own stock in IBM, ticker symbol IBM, General Mills, ticker symbol GIS, Campbell's Soup, ticker symbol CPB, and United Technologies, ticker symbol UTX. I own all of those in my personal stock portfolio. Also, in terms of a friendly disclaimer, I'm not a licensed investment advisor. Today's video is not investment advice. This video is just for your fun and entertainment. If you're going to go out and invest in the stock market or anywhere else, please consult a licensed financial advisor first. Literally just sharing my personal journey here on YouTube for fun and entertainment. Hey everyone, thank you so much for being part of the community here. Let's keep the amazing discussion going on below in the comments section. Let's be the best dividend investors we can be, and I will see you all in the next dividend investing video.